In this video tutorial, we will draw a plan for 2 rooms in this apartment. Briefly, you'll see how to draw walls and windows, add architectural details and items, and add furniture into the plan. First, create a new AutoCAD file by going to File, New. Use Command LA to bring up the Layers Manager. Create a new layer, call it Existing Walls. Repeat this and create layers for existing windows and existing internal doors. Now close the Layer Manager. Select the Rectangle tool. Draw a rectangle that is the size of the living room and kitchen. In this case, it is 10.32 meters by 4.09 meters. Press Enter. Now we have the perimeter walls. Now let's add the other walls. Select the Polyline tool. Shift right click and choose From. Select the top left corner of the wall. Now enter at 6000, 0 and enter. As a result, the first polyline point will be 6 meters along the wall. Now turn on ortho mode by pressing F8 or using the ortho icon. Move the cursor down from the first point and enter 600, then 310, then 600. Now select the mirror tool. Mirror the polyline using the midpoint of the outer wall. Mirror will ask to delete the source polyline. Enter N for no. Press Enter. Now let's trim these walls. Select the Trim tool. First, select the 2 polylines as the cutting objects. Then, cut the 2 pieces of perimeter wall. Now let's draw the window. Select Polyline. Draw a line 320 millimeters horizontally. Now copy the polyline 1260 millimeters downward. Then trim the wall. Now draw a thickness to the outer wall. Then select the polylines and use the Join command to join them into one polyline. Make the existing window layer the active layer. Draw a guideline horizontal at the midpoint of the window opening. Now draw a rectangle that is 100 millimeters deep. Copy the rectangle. Use a polyline to draw the window trim. Now let's draw the living room door. Make existing internal door the active layer. Use guidelines to create a door opening on the wall. Draw a rectangle 900 by 44 millimeters. This is our door leaf. Select the rotate tool. Use the corner of the door as the rotate center point. Rotate 90 degrees. Draw a circle to show the door swing. Then trim the door swing. Now let's draw the fireplace. Create a new layer. Draw a polyline 3.2 meters from the corner. Here I'm just adjusting the size of the fireplace and adding some extra detail polylines to make it look correct. Once this is done, we will do the chimney breast, which is in the kitchen as well. Now use match properties to match the chimney to the walls. Now let's add the kitchen window. We will use polylines and rectangles to do so. Now create a new layer, existing kitchen joinery. Draw a 600mm deep polyline, that is the width of the kitchen from the wall to the rear window. Then continue the polyline along the rear wall. Draw a rectangle for the wall cabinets above the countertop. Now copy the living room door to the kitchen. Rotate the door 90 degrees. Move it into position. Then draw the wall for the hallway from the kitchen. Now let's add the wood floor finish pattern. Create a new layer, existing floor finishes. Firstly, draw a polyline around the floor area where we have the wood flooring. Select the hatch tool. Pick the correct hatch. Adjust the hatch scale to match the wood floorboards. Now let's check the width of the floorboards looks good, and we can adjust very slightly. Using the scale, we can drop it down so that the individual widths of the floorboards are about correct. Now in the corner of the kitchen, there is a column which comes into where the cabinets are. So I'm going to quickly add that detail to the plan. Now let's add some overhead and ceiling detail. Create a new layer, existing overhead. We are going to draw the soffit which runs between the kitchen and the living room. We will show this as 2 dashed lines. Change the line type to dashed. Use MO to bring up the property manager. Now let's add some blocks for detail. Starting with the kitchen sink, I have this kitchen sink block which I'm going to paste into the model. Rotate it 90 degrees into position. Place it using mid between 2 points. Select the 2 points for the return of the kitchen countertop. Now put the sink onto the correct layer. To do this, we will create a layer for plumbing and sanitary ware. Now I'm going to paste in this furniture layout block. You can download a similar block from the website or from many other online sources. This is a living room furniture layout which works well for this space. I'm going to go into the block by right-clicking, edit block in place, and very slightly moving the recliner. Once I'm happy with the position of the furniture block, I will do bring to front. Now create a new layer for proposed furniture and put the furniture block onto this layer. We will now do the same by pasting in a dining table for the kitchen. With these blocks, we have a solid hatch within them, which is a specific color that is set to plot as white. This is so that the wood floor finish does not show up through the solid surfaces of the table, the chairs, or the recliner. This is a good practice versus trimming floor finish hatches, as it saves a lot of time and allows you to quickly move furniture without then later amending and trimming hatches. Now that I'm happy with the console table and the dining table, the dining room furniture layout looks good. And I'll just center the console on the dining table. As you can see, the console table comes up as a dashed line. That is because the proposed furniture layer is set to dashed rather than continuous. So let's change that. To do so, we will do that in the Layers Manager. And once this is done, we now have a finished furniture and floor plan of our 2 rooms in this apartment. I hope this was helpful, but if you do have any questions, leave a comment.